Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy, the D here, the captain of the Thunder God Pirates, aka the Jet Black Hero, coming at you with this week's review of My Hero Academia. Almost stumbled over my words, but your boy kept going with this shit. Yet again, as always with the chapter review, just gonna do a little breakdown of the chapter, you know, recap it, tell you my thoughts, tell you what it makes me feel and shit like that. So if you like what you hear, definitely like, comment, subscribe. My link tree's in the description below, so if you want to follow me on my other socials, feel free to do so. But without further ado, let's get into My Hero Academia chapter 292, Threads of Hope. Alrighty, this chapter follows where picks up where we left off last time. Yet again, there was 291, read it, didn't do a review. Yet again with all these reviews, this is how it's gonna be. So anyway, so we pick up to Best Genius, because yes, yet again, Best Genius is back, and I am so fucking glad. I'm like, bruh, because, like, okay, complete transparency here, Best Genius is not my favorite hero. That little exclamation might be like, man, damn, he really likes Best Genius. Not really, but I just didn't want Hawks to have to kill him. On top of that, he ain't my favorite hero, but I like the way he handles things, especially in regards to Bakugo, how he would tell him, like, hey, you really need to watch how you act. Like, yes, you're powerful. Yes, you have the makings of a great hero, but your attitude sucks, and you really need to get that shit under control. And I can just get behind that, because, yeah, it's shit like that, especially as I get older, and, you know, how, like, because honestly, especially if you're young, how you conduct yourself in public, hell, how you conduct yourself, period, but in public especially, can really limit your opportunities. And yeah, you definitely gotta watch that. But you have to just think it's really cool how Best Genius, like, he might not be the strongest hero, and he might not be the quote-unquote greatest hero, but he was always, you know, that guy, because everybody always knew, like, Best Genius, like, when it comes to approval rating, he's always number one, because he's always maintaining his image, and he's always watching himself, and that type of self-awareness is really cool. But anyway, we flash back to right before he jumps. He's watching Dabi's little broadcast, and he's commenting on how, okay, you really want to, you know, put this shit on right now, and you really want to put this shit on right now, do this right now, and he's kind of lamenting on how it's going to affect hero society as a whole. And then this motherfucker just jumps out of the airdrop, well, out of a plane, and then proceeds to use his Fiber Master quirk to bind Genius. And he's here because he bound Dabi with his own clothes, but while he's being airdropped, they also airdropped a bunch of these giant, they're not spools. There's like a specific name for it, because they look like they're not even like fibers, like clothing fibers, like textile fibers. It looks like they might be like, I can't remember the name off of them, but they might be like cables. I don't think they're called cables. I think they're called something else. But anyway, the cables that hold up bridges, it looks like that. But technically, it looks like I believe those still are technically kind of, like, you might have to stretch the definition, but I think that technically still is fiber. So they're like a shitload of them, and he is using those to bind Machina, which it's working. He bounds that motherfucker really tight. So anyway, Bakugo notices and even comments that, oh, you are a missing person? Yeah, right. And Dabi even comments like, you're supposed to be dead. Hawks killed you. And then he just goes on telling them, you've overreached, and now you're coming apart at the seams like cheap, inferior denim. Now, yet again, this was way before I was making a YouTube video, so this isn't on wax, but I figured he didn't kill him. Cause, like, Hawks seems like the type, he might cause some destruction, he might do some shit, but he's not, I think if they held him at gunpoint and like, hey bro, you have to do this, like, you know, while your Best Genius was there, he'd you know, turn on niggas and be like, I'm not killing Best Genius, bro. Because it really made no sense, because Best Genius, yet again, he's got one lung now, thanks to his brief exchange with All for One at Camino. So thanks to that, one lung. But even then, and his quirk's not that powerful, but still, if he had killed Best Jeanist, he'd have essentially been crippling part of their fighting force. Because even in this moment, Best Jeanist, look, yet again, he's no All Might, he's no Endeavor. Hell, he might not even be a Hawks. But in this moment, this nigga really proves hey, I might be number 3, previously number 4, but don't get the shit twisted. I am a force. Cause what nobody else could do, and yet again, Machina hasn't been moving, trying to do anything. He is still he's still being contained, but yet at the same token time, he jumped out that motherfucking plane and bound his ass. Bound him, Dobby. He's shit was gonna go all the way to the left. This nigga stopped it. So yet again, say what you want to about Best Jeanist. The nigga showed out, and he showed up, and he came to play. So then we go to the next panel, and Dobby's still okay, what the fuck? You were supposed to be dead. But yet again, Dobby's so what? I'm still gonna wreck shit. And he even says this doesn't change. Yeah, Hawks might not be a murderer, but that nigga's dad's still a villain. And then in regards to himself and Endeavor, he's look, Endeavor's still a woman beater and a child abuser and everything that he did. So yeah, that doesn't change the fact. And then he looks over to Shoto to confirm, and Shoto's just this motherfucker right here. Machina then starts to move, but he's constrained by the cords, and even Compress is like this is impossible. You are really holding him. Yet again, Machina isn't being driven by an order right now, which is when he's at his most powerful, but still, he can't even move. This motherfucker is really on some Gulliver's Travel type shit. This motherfucker is sewn to the damn earth, and he ain't moving. And even damn Spinner, sorry, got Liz motherfucker's name. Spinner's he's shit, man. Even Machina he doesn't have a limited stamina. Even he can't just do whatever the fuck he wants to whenever he wants to. There's got to be a limit, and this is kind of it. He then goes on his thing damn, this motherfucker has been out of breath since he got here. And he was damn, and then he just took that other command, and so then he's wait a minute. Then that's when he kind of remembers. Machina is driven by his loyalty to his master. So in order to get out of this, Shigaraki, who has been recognized as his master, I don't know, either it's due to Shigaraki gaining his respect or the fact that All for One now resides within him. But he's okay, look, if Shigaraki gets up, we're out of here. He's we're out of here. We're in the clear. You have to give him an order. Once you tell him to do something, hell, even if it's not attack, even if it's run away, we're out of here. And while he's trying to wake him up, kind of shake him, not too hard, but it's motherfucker, you gotta move, goddammit. Because yet again, Shigaraki's in bad shape. Yet again, after a one for all beatdown, Deku smacked that nigga's scalp back, and then had being incinerated by Endeavor. He's fragile. But as he's doing this, Hado then comes in. She was swatted away earlier. Like I said in that last week, because I think that was the last week I actually did that. She was swatted away. But even still, she's I am not finna let you just do whatever the fuck you wish. But as she goes to use her Hado power, her pulse power, I think it's pulse, blast, waves, some shit. Anyway, as she moves to hit them with a blast, she is blasted by fire from Dobby, and even then, Shoto then goes to intercept with his own flames. He calls out Hado, and we see her fall after being burned. And then Dobby goes on to taunt them. Check it out, Endeavor's history repeating itself. Another kid with a bright future burned up. and yet again, as you know, he's using his flames, which he got from his father, that where he got his power from. He's using that as like, ooh, look, Endeavor's this, Endeavor's that. His flame is still causing harm, even though it's not Endeavor, it's still him. And we then see that Dabi, it looks like he's starting to float with his flames, and his flames have even burned through the cord. Shoto then goes on to tell him to stop it, and Midoriya, who is awake now, which, damn, like, I'm telling you, that adrenaline has got to be a motherfucker. That shit is, man, that shit got numbing powers like crack cocaine, because this motherfucker, after everything he's been through, Jesus, the fact he isn't just screaming in pain right now is amazing. So he's even, thinking like, okay, I gotta move, I gotta do something. Todoroki, who's just now figuring this out, and who's like, and who's probably thinking like, no matter what happens, whether we win or lose, my life is finna be in fucking shambles. I didn't do anything, but my family is fucked up. I was born into this fucked up situation, and now I have to deal with it. So Midoriya's kind of thinking to him like, okay, I gotta do something. I'm in pain, gotta push past it. So at least he feels it, and he's not screaming. Like, look, I'm not gonna lie, I have a pretty decent tolerance for pain. I think it's a little, depending on where it is, above average pain tolerance. But this shit is godly. That nigga Midoriya. I mean, y'all can say, y'all in the zeitgeist, y'all can say what the fuck y'all want to about Midoriya. But believe me, about him crying or whatnot. But this nigga take pain like, gee, you can't even lie. So then, fucking Best Jeanist, he starts coughing, but because yet again, he only has one lung, and he's really exerting himself. Like, this is a type of level of battle that if shit had been cool, it'd been like, bro, you can't go. But he even tells himself to stop looking for excuses, because he's like, man, look, I gotta push, one lung or not, I cannot let this happen. Because he then goes on to think that if the number one hero loses here, the whole country's done for, because their symbol, Endeavor, who is a shaky symbol now, he already went on the best of terms, but now that his dirty laundry is aired, he's fucked. But even then, him losing like this, after that's been exposed, would kind of cripple the country. So we then zoom in to Shigaraki, who's having a memory of, the itchiness he used to feel, and we see him have a flashback to a distant, look at his house. And then him and Splinter, they're still tied up, and Splinter's like, come on, bruh. And Shigaraki's thinking, gotta destroy. Must stop the itch. Makia. Destroy. And before I continue, like, Jesus Lord, this nigga has been through the fucking ringer. He is look, man, Tomura Shigaraki was already an ugly motherfucker, but taking all that damage did him no favors. Like, remember that time, like, I think Squidward got like punched or something in SpongeBob, and he was apparently attractive? Yeah, this is the opposite. They, like, Deku made shit worse, good God. But then we see Makia's eyes light up. Not like, oh, you can tell he's paying attention now. No, his eyes literally light the fuck up, and he tears them cords off him with the swiftness. And even Beijing has a brace because he's exerting so much power that even the wind pressure being affected. So it's like, oh shit, he's getting stronger. So then we actually cut away and we go back to Endeavor's division, well, his agency. They're fighting some of the Nomu, and I think these might be high end, but I'm not entirely sure. I think some of them are high end. Well, they're black, and I think it was stated that the white or pale colored ones, like they might be like green, light blue, or just white or some shit. Those are actually just regular Nomu, but the black ones, like the Nomu that was fought at the USJ, high end, I know they gave him a name in the last couple of chapters. The high end that fought Endeavor, some people know well, who fought Endeavor and Hawks? That one, and then the black ones were in the lab. So I think that the black Nomus are specifically all high end. So even the one that All Might fought was a high end Nomu. So they're black, so I'm gonna assume they're high end. So anyway, they're fighting, and they're talking about they've taken down about half of them, but they've lost half of their own. I don't know if that means they died or they're just down, but they said that they've taken out half and lost half. Now, the girl Burnin, who we've seen in other chapters, who works at Endeavor's lab, well, not his lab, his agency. She then talks about how 4 of them have broke away to go help Shigaraki, and she then goes on to think, you know, one that they're teaming up and going after a new target, and they've gotten more coordinated. We then see one with I don't know how to describe this shit. Hold up. Yes, I do. It's like a lamprey. So she's running after the ones that are breaking away, trying to use her quirk, her fire quirk, because all of Endeavor's, all of his heroes are fire based, like him. She's ripping out her hair. Well, her hair's on fire, so she's ripping out her hair, which is fire, to, you know, attack and go after them. But then one of the high-end Nomu that looks like a lamprey comes up behind her and then attacks her. Well, it's about to attack her, but it looks like it's hit by something. But then we cut back to Makina, who is roaring, and yet again, Genus is still bracing himself, trying to keep him contained, but it's not working. And then we cut over to the Todoroki brothers, who are fighting. Todoroki then goes on to press him. He's like, you sent those villains after us. He tells them one of them almost killed Makina. How the fuck do you feel about that? You know, this is the person you apparently cried to every day when you were being abused. He was like, almost killed? What a shame. That would have really hurt Endeavor. And then, you know, Todoroki Shoto then asked, are you fucking insane? He says freaking. Remember, I'm reading the Viz translation. But we all know what he said. Are you fucking insane? And then Dabi, this motherfucker, he says gleefully, like, sure am. See, your big brother's not so big on feelings anymore. On some real Joker shit. Like whenever this comes up, Dabi's voice actor has got to swag that shit the fuck out. He has got to. So then they're both blown back, and then, you know, Shoto's, he's like, damn it, Toya, he's not really trying to call out to him, but he's like, Toya, like, what the fuck are you doing? And then Dabi with the most, this is a look of ecstasy, and then he's like, and now I get to kill you after all. So Makina's team is still moving, and the League of Villains is still wrapping the cords, and Compress calls out the Spinner, telling him to look behind him, and we see the 4 Nomu. And then he says, then Compress goes, and it seems the luck is on our side. And Deku calls out to Genus, who's still bracing himself with Makina, trying to keep him contained, but he doesn't see the 4. I guess either he doesn't see, or he knows, like, fuck, even if they attack me, I can't let Makina go. He's the bigger danger. So as they enclose, Deku's just thinking, gotta move. Nobody's been saved. Everybody's been doing their part. You know, Ida, Burning, Hado. And speaking of which, Ida's caught Hado. So she's at least intact. I don't think she's dead, but she's still intact. But yeah, like, he's thinking, like, he's got to be the one to cover Genus, because Endeavor's either unconscious or still in shock. Shoto's dealing with fucking Dabi. Genus is still holding whatchamacallit. And now, Ingenium, Ida is holding, is cradling, fucking Hado's potentially unconscious body. So it's like, fuck. No, like, unless Endeavor gets his shit together, him and Bakugo, Endeavor and Bakugo, they've been pierced. They're not dead, but they're probably in critical condition. Bakugo's probably soldiering on, you know, like, okay, man, this shit don't matter, you know, Bakugo being Bakugo, but it's like, okay, I really can't fight. If I do anything, I'm bleeding the fuck out quicker than I already am. So Deku's trying, like, dude, I cannot let this happen. Like, I can't let Genus die because I can't move. But it's then that the draw of this chapter comes. We see Muriel fading out of the ground from below the Nomu, and then power! He then shoots himself out of the ground, slaps all 4 Nomu as Deku calls out to him, Lemillion. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is My Hero Academia, chapter 292. Now, as far as chapter goes, yet again, like I said, good to see Genus doing what he does. See, Genus is not a powerhouse. He's not like the dopest character ever, but the motherfucker is consistent, and he comes in the clutch when you need him. Cause this shit could have went all the way left if he didn't come. But yeah, Genus is doing his thing. Now Lemillion, Mirioto got something. Lemillion, you know, the Permians guy. Okay. Now, when I first saw this, I'm like, how the fuck? So I'm like, okay, maybe something happened with Eri, which I do think something happened. But maybe, like, I got a couple of theories about this. First off, maybe the drug that he got shot with, maybe it just took longer for his quirk factor to heal. You know, kind of the the system in his body that is his power. It took it longer to come back. That's a thing. Or Eri could have figured out how to heal him, or you know, flip side to that, maybe she healed him by mistake and didn't even notice. Maybe, you know, because remember, last time we saw her horn was still growing, but it's like, hey, we can't, you know, I think he brought in old boy from class B that copies powers, and even he was like, I can't, like, certain powers, I can't really fuck with. If they require something, I can't just take them. Like Deku's all from One for All, can't take that one. Can't copy hers, and he couldn't. I think, for example, he couldn't copy Fat Gums because he could copy the quirk, but he doesn't have the excess fat to use it. So it's shit like that. So either they figured something out, or she did it by accident, or I think it's been like 6 or so months since he's lost his power. So it might be something like, oh, she healed him like about 2 months or plus ago. She just never noticed, and he never tried because he's under the assumption my power's gone. He's not even gonna try to activate it. But most likely, it happened this way. Like it happened. Like they just figured it out, or something. Who knows? What else? Or it might be something. Or it might be something else completely. Like there might be like a different dimension of shit I'm just not seeing. Now, I'm gonna bring this up, and one day I'm gonna talk about this more, but I'm gonna put this on wax. Now, with the whole traitor thing, which I believe some people have been saying that it's been on record that Horikoshi forgot about it, which I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I've been thinking this whole time he's been playing the long game, but it could be that he forgot about it. Now, for a while, I actually suspected Lemillion. Nigga's too perfect. And that might have been All For One's plan. If he was, it's like, look, All Might's gonna go to UA. We gotta have this kid who is so fucking perfect. He's gonna get it, and then I'm gonna get it from him. But that's just a thing. But yeah, it's good to see Lemillion. I know Hado's gonna be excited to see him, and I'm really hoping Amajiki, who is my favorite character, really hope he ain't dead, because I know he'd want to see Lemillion too. And it'd be dope to have the big three fight together for once, because we've never seen them fight together. We've seen them, because even Lemillion and Hado were on the same mission as Amajiki and Fat Gum, but you know they were all split up. But it'd be dope to see, you know, Hado like, oh, you're back? Oh man, shit, if you went through all that to get your powers back, I can't sit down. And Amajiki could come out the rubble like, look man, I'm kind of fucked up, but if my niggas here, I'm doing it too. So I'm really hoping to see that. Really, like I said, Best Genus is clutch. Shoto's doing his thing. Because I think where he's about to have a breakthrough, because he I don't think he's gotten to the point where he can use his ice and fire at the same time. I think if during this fight he has that breakthrough, I think he'll be a match for Dabi, because Dabi's flames are just stronger than his. Hell, they're stronger than Endeavor's. I mean, I know Shoto, especially in the class, sparring arc, he was getting up to Endeavor. I think he used either prominence or a version of prominence to help his team. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, so it's definitely gonna be something. So I think we're getting to a Todoroki power up, which is a Shoto power up, because there are like 3 Todorokis there. We'll get to a Shoto power up. Lemillion's back, so with all the hype he had and all the skill that he developed in the Night Eye, rest in peace. So yeah, there's definitely that. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to next chapter. Next chapter comes out this Sunday, December 6th. And I'm gonna be right there. Let me see, because that chapter, because One Piece is on break this week. Just to add a little something here on the end, just to give you a little insight. Since One Piece is on break, I might be able to get both My Hero Academia and Black Clover done that day. But if not, I think I'll prioritize My Hero Academia that day, so we can at least get that on Sunday. But anyway, yet again, this has been your boy, the D. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the chapter. What did you think? What did you think about my thoughts? And say hi in the comments. Yet again, this has been the D, signing out. See you guys. Damn it.